Hi everyone, my name is Liz Reedy and this is my brand analysis presentation. And so today I'm going to focus on the brand Glossier. And if you haven't heard of Glossier before, it's probably because you're either not in a millennial or you are not into skincare or makeup. And regardless of your involvement in the beauty community, I think it's really important to know who they are because they are just so successful as a brand. Glossier is truly one of the most up-and-coming brands the beauty market has ever seen. They currently have over 1.7 million followers, and they've really just taken the beauty world over by storm. So let's start off by talking about the founder, Emily Weiss. Emily Weiss was a fashion assistant and reporter for Vogue when she started her own blog called Into the Gloss in 2010. And her blog focused mostly on skincare, on the skincare industry and the products the industry was offering. Weiss's goal was to really create a space for women to connect about beauty and talk about their experiences with these products. Her blog ended up generating just massive success. So she ended up quitting her job in 2011 so that she could really dedicate herself to her blog. And then she ended up creating the brand Glossier based off of this blog. So in 2014, she launched Glossier. Weiss has been quoted time and time again, basically saying that brand is the most important thing about Glossier. She says it's just kind of everything. So as far as brand positioning is concerned, she really didn't feel like there was two-way communication between customers and the brands themselves. Customers wanted one thing and brands were offering another. So she really focused on advertising that showed real women having real experiences. The beauty industry often makes beauty look and feel very unattainable, and Glossier has definitely become a leader in attainable, natural beauty that surpasses just the expectation that everyone has to be thin. So it's definitely moving past campaigns that are about body positivity, and it's really focusing on here's a product that's going to highlight your already existing natural beauty. Pre-Glossier, Weiss would talk about having products that would be top shelf products. So if you were to open your medicine cabinet right now, you'd only want to have and use the best of the best. And Glossier's strategy was to promote themselves as being these top shelf products. And the idea was really well received by the online community. Glossier is also digitally native. They only have 2 storefronts in Los Angeles and New York. They have been trending a little bit towards pop-ups, but unless you live in those 2 cities, you can't get your hand on their products. You have to order them online in order to use their product. Glossier cares deeply about its relationship with its customers. So much so that they spent almost 2 years developing their new product. And in the world of beauty and skincare, that is an extremely long time. But they wanted their product to meet their customers' expectations. So I think that really proved, we're taking the time to do this. We care about our product. So, I think they wanted their product to be perceived as being high quality, but then when you have a brand that's saying we're not just going to rush this for the sake of, earning a buck, I think that also helps with this perception of high quality too. One thing that Glossier does really well is social media, and I think someone could probably write an entire thesis about their marketing practices. I just want to bring this up because social media is what's made them so successful. They engage in two-way communication with their followers consistently and ask for feedback. They don't employ brand ambassadors, but rather they reward their greatest fans because they believe that word of mouth is the most powerful tool in their arsenal, and they have the numbers to show for it. So, as far as brand image goes, again, their Instagram is impeccable, and if you want to look at it, I've linked it here. They are really well known for, again, sharing user-generated content. Glossier as a whole just has a very clean, minimalistic look and feel. It's a lot different than most beauty brands, I would say, especially brands that are you have luxury brands, and I think that they tend to take a very minimalistic look and feel, and Glossier is kind of somewhere in between the cheap stuff and the really expensive stuff. So I think that as far as taking a minimalistic approach goes, it really makes them stand out in that sense. Because they are digitally native, they don't have any choice but to really own that relationship with their audience. So because of this, I think Glossier has to really, really depend on their brand image, their perception, because if they don't stay successful in this area, people are not going to talk about them, they're not going to post about them, and that means that Glossier is really going to lose out on that relationship aspect that has made them so successful up to this point. Okay, and then differentiation. What makes Glossier truly stand out among its competitors is that, again, there's consistent two-way communication. No one else in the beauty and skincare industry is as good as sharing user-generated content on social media, especially on Instagram, and Glossier has truly set the standard because of their success in the social sphere. Their product selection alone gives a much more natural, literally glossy skinned look, unlike most of the competitors that focus on these really highly pigmented, bright colors that really take away from what it could be natural beauty. Alright, so Glossier's products are meant to enhance natural beauty instead of covering it up. Most name brand beauty products offer highly pigmented products that completely change your look. So I think it really differentiates them that they are just wanting to enhance natural beauty. And lastly, the look and feel of the product packaging. The brand is far less in your face than most of Glossier's competitors. If you were to look in your medicine cabinet, I think what also makes them stand out is that it's white. I mean, seriously, all of their products just look white, whereas the packaging of most other products are really bright and colorful. And so that minimalistic style makes you focus more on the experience that you're having while using this product rather than on the look and feel of the product itself. Okay, so the brand personality, they are definitely a sophisticated brand. They are, I would also say that they're authentic too, but they really focus on being glamorous, good looking, and then therefore just sophisticated. But I don't think that they're necessarily pretentious. I think that if you perceive Glossier as being pretentious, it's a lot to do with the competency behind the brand. They want you to know what you're putting on your face and why you're putting it on your face. They also want you to just be aware of the fact that you're, this beautiful human being. So there's a lot of competency that goes on behind that. I think it could be perceived as being sincere, but I definitely think sophisticated and competence are the two kind of shining brand personalities of Glossier. Their competitors are going to be Milk, Tula, and then Ulta and Sephora. So Milk is another beauty product very similar to Glossier in that they focus on a natural look. Tula is more of a skincare line that focuses on getting dirt and grime off with probiotics. So Glossier, to my knowledge, isn't probiotic based, but they really focus on getting grime off, and so does Tula. So any of the makeup that we put on our faces, we want to get that all off. That's a really important concept, and Tula focuses on that too. Other competitors are going to be the go-to retailers, so Ulta and Sephora. These are the stores that you can walk into and literally try the product on, and they offer an array of products. So like every other beauty brand out there you can find at Ulta and Sephora. So I don't necessarily see a lot of makeup brands as being totally direct competitors. I actually think that the go-to retailers, Ulta and Sephora are more important to focus on simply because the array of products that they offer. So if people walk into that store, they can get their hands on a lot of different things. Okay. So Glossier has a ton of strengths. this list could be so much longer, but the three that I want to focus on are the strong sense of community, the fact that they listen to the consumers, and just their engaging content. It's pretty well known that once you purchase Glossier products, you become brand loyal and you continue to buy different brands, or excuse me, different products that they offer. You definitely become part of the brand, and when the brand is well perceived, like Glossier, it makes the consumer, I think it makes the consumer feel trendy, sophisticated, and definitely just really part of the strong community base. They do an excellent job of listening to their consumers. Obviously, we've talked about the fact that they've created products because of that. And then lastly, their engaging content. They're constantly asking on their social media platforms what people think about their products, how they can improve them. They post how-to videos. You name it, it's not just reposting, it really is taking the time to engage with their followers. Weaknesses definitely include being confined to, I say digital, but just being confined to online. So you can't buy their product anywhere else, and that is, I think, a problem, especially when you have competitors like Ulta and Sephora, where you can go into the store and try any product that they have. So again, you can't try before you buy. And I think that's a lot of, especially kind of the price point that Glossier sits in. A lot of products and other brands offer the opportunity to at least try the product first, and Glossier does not. I think another weakness could also be the look that you get from using their products. So if you don't want a very natural look, Glossier probably isn't going to be that for you. But I think also because of their skincare line, it really hurts them in that sense. Like, you don't have to look this way, but we can give you healthy skin, and I think sometimes just the look of it really gets lost in the image. And then opportunities could just be in-person engagement. Again, it's so digitally successful. There's really not a whole lot of, even though they're online and they're really good at engaging people online, there's no direct in-person opportunity for engagement. They need to be getting the product in people's hands. I have never owned Glossier before, but if I had the opportunity to try it, I think I would probably buy into it. And then broadening partnerships, I think there is a place for them in a retailer like Ulta and Sephora. Threats definitely include the fact that brands are following suit. When I say that Glossier has set the standard, I truly mean it. Brands are beginning to really take on the strategies that Glossier has used to become so successful. So some of their staple products even, there's knockoffs for them now. And I think that unless Glossier finds a way to stay trendy, they are really going to start to become just part of the noise, right? Everyone is doing what they're doing now, so they need to continue to find a way to stay top of mind, continue to generate that word of mouth. Okay, so my questions are, what do you think are the emotional, functional, and self-expressive benefits Glossier offers to its customers? Do you think Glossier has positioned themselves in a way that could potentially be more limiting than helpful as brands begin to follow suit? Essentially, how do they stay relevant? If you were a competitor, what would you do with Glossier? Or excuse me, what would you do to compete with Glossier? And then, do you think the online retail method that they take for selling their products, do you think that's harmful to their brand? Do you think it's helpful? What do you recommend that they do moving forward into the future? I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and here are my sources.